after 2016, where I won my 8th gold medal, and going to university, getting
a master's,
degree,
a master's degree in maths. I remember you bringing your homework or coursework, whatever it was, to squad training once. It was Sydney, wasn't it, that was the last borrowed horse?
It was kind of both in Athens.
Yeah.
Because a lot of countries couldn't afford to.
Thing ever to wait until she had the spoon here, and then she'd go, rah!
We had a special unit, so I walked around.
I hate the fact that it's called a special unit.
Yeah.
Sorry, is that bollocks? Have I misunderstood that?
Just win gold.
Just win,
So
okay.
They've kind of cut that out now, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean... oh yeah. I could not wait.
Well, I wasn't sure whether to bring this up or not because, yeah, he took my sticks off me. I have never felt so unstable.
That's your intro.
My audience definitely does not match yours.
Well,
and I knew it coming on.
Really fucking interesting to see how many of your fucking people watch this, and I don't think many. No, I think they will. I just don't think they'll watch any of the others.
Yeah.
They'll watch this and then they'll be like, no.
Nah, that's fair. Although there might be a little crossover because some of yours will be the equestrian based, and I know I've kind of lost that a little bit because horsey people are fucking gay and wank.
No comment.
It's true, isn't it? We've got that on camera, so. Uh-oh. Peter?
Peter.
Pete. Don't like Pete. Okay. Big P in the corner.
What about
cool.
Petey?
Pete, yeah. P-dog.
Petey.
P-dog in the corner.
P-dog.
Yeah. P-dog.
Pedo.
Pedo in the corner.
Oh, shit.
Get out. Get out. Pedo in the corner, get out. Right, there's the start of the episode. Welcome to the Unstable Podcast with me, Ricky Balshaw, and we are joined today by an old teammate of mine, actually, Sophie Christiansen. Woo! So, yeah, tell them who you are, what you do, Soph.
I'm Sophie Christiansen, and I'm an 8-time gold medalist.
Eight-time gold medalist, yeah.
I
got 1 silver. All right, so thanks for rubbing that in.
Off when I say that, but yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's cool. And you've got some honours, MBE. Are you knighted?
Not yet.
I thought you were. So I told Mikey that you were dame.
No. I'd love to be a dame.
That's why I've been so polite.
Yeah. In that case, you can call her a slag now. It's fine.
I am a commander.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I quite like that more than dame.
Okay,
Commander.
so it's MBE, which is member, OBE, order, and then CBE,
commander.
cunt. Yeah. So come on, and then the next one is dame. What would you have to do? Because I know Lee's been knighted, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What do you have to do to be knighted?
Well, it used to be win more gold medals, but they've kind of cut down on that a bit.
Because the dressage team was smashing it.
Yeah,
not basically.
Anymore.
Yeah.
No, I mean, a lot more athletes win gold now.
Yeah.
And I think it's right that, like, you should do a bit more than...
Yeah,
win medals.
Yeah, I agree. It should be capped. Like, and if, let's say, for argument's sake, originally it was 5 gold medals, and then you're getting 10% of the Paralympic team getting that, it should be the elite of the elite that get that level of recognition. So, because I was under the impression as well that to be knighted, you had to do something for charity or use your medals or something for good. Yeah. Is that bollocks? Have I misunderstood that?
Just win gold.
Just win.
So
Okay.
They've kind of cut that out now, but
Okay.
I mean, for athletes, they kind of assumed they'd get an honour. It's a bit harsh, but I think moving forward, it's a Yeah.
Yeah.
Do more than just win medals.
Yeah. I mean, winning medals is a fucking challenge in itself. You know, I was on the team for 16 years, and I only got one Paralympic medal. So, yeah, and I tried hard. That wasn't me just trying to, wing it. I mean, I did a little bit, I guess, compared to everyone else, but, I was trying. So for you to get 8 gold medals, did you say?
Yeah.
And to not get knighted, that's mad. I think we've only had one. On the dressage team, it's only Lee, isn't it, that's been knighted?
Yeah.
We've had a few MBEs, OBEs, CBEs, but I think he's the only one that's been knighted. So that's cool. So obviously it was dressage was your sport, same sport as me. That's where we met. I think would I have been 14 when we met?
We met a little after that.
So
You were young when you joined. And
Yeah.
You'd been on the team for a bit before me.
Yeah. So I was put on the team when I was 14, but when I was put on, there was no development system.
Yeah.
So it was called at the time Start and Potential. I think it's called Bronze and Silver now. I don't really know. I've been away for it too long. But I was put on when it was either RDA, Riding for the Disabled, or the Paralympic team.
Yeah.
And I think I was very lucky in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Unlucky in some ways, because I think it had a detrimental effect on me long term, but very lucky in a lot of ways to go from RDA national champion to being on the Paralympic team, getting paid at the age of 14.
And there's no way that would happen now.
No, God, no.
I think we came into it at a very lucky time.
You know what? I've said this a few times, not necessarily on this podcast, but if I was a 14-year-old lad now, from my working class background that I've come from, I would not have the opportunity. I would never make it to the Paralympics, because when we came on board, it was borrowed horse. So we'd literally turn up to a competition, there'd be like a load of horses in the arena. Our team manager would go and draw a horse for us, and that's the horse we'd have like 3-4 days to get to know, and then we'd compete it. So the judging was more based on sort of accuracy, and it was very much rider based, wasn't it, as opposed to the horse. Yeah. Then in 2008 was the first own horse competition, wasn't it? So after the after the Athens games, Sydney. It was Sydney, wasn't it, that was the last borrowed horse?
It was kind of both in Athens.
Yeah.
Because a lot of countries couldn't afford to fly their own horses.
Yeah. So the rules sort of started changing in the year 2001. Then Athens, it was kind of own horse, kind of borrowed, but by Beijing, it was all borrowed horse. And since then, I mean, you've been in the game. I retired a bit before you, but since then, because we all had to have our own horses, the standard was rising and rising and rising. The cost of these horses rising and rising and rising.
The last horse I bought was 80 grand.
That's fucking ridiculous. And I'm going to say this, and I mean this fully respectfully, 80 grand for a horse that has to do a walk-only test.
It's mad.
So for the people, I think a walk-only test is harder than an able-bodied elementary level test, to be honest, because to keep a horse in one pace walking...
You would say that though, wouldn't you?
No, because I didn't do a walk-only test.
But you trying to do a walk test is harder.
He thinks he's funny, but he's fucking just ficky. This is why we don't let him have a camera on the public episodes, because he embarrasses himself with statements like that. But no, to keep a horse walking regularly, on the contact, to the bit, in the same rhythm, to keep that impulsion, the bend, to keep their attention within pace is so much harder. And I can understand why right, let me go back. So it's based on disability level. So you put in grades depending on your disability. So there's grade 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 now. Grade 1 is the most severe disabled. Grade 5, they fucking fake it. Like they're nearly able-bodied on, and they might have a finger missing or something.
That is not a joke.
No, I'm as serious as cancer when I say that.
Yeah.
Grade 5 is very, very easy to fake. Very easy to fake.
Should we try?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because you still wouldn't have a chance, mate. They're amazing.
Thanks.
They're amazing athletes.
Oh.
But yeah, so, and depending on what grade of disability you are, you ride a dressage test within that's deemed safe and challenging within that disability boundary. So grade 1 is a walk only test. Grade 2 is walk with a little bit of trot. Grade 3 is walk and trot, but it's a little bit more intricate within the trot. Grade 4 is walk, trot, and canter, sort of similar to elementary level.
What's the difference between a walk and a trot?
So a walk is a 4-beat based rhythm. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the horse's slowest pace.
Right.
A trot is then a 2-beat rhythm. So they basically it's like
so both
our
legs move together
in diagonal pairs.
Yeah.
So it's our equivalent of jogging.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Then you've got canter, which is a 3-beat rhythm. So they're off. There's a moment of elevation. They raise they put their one hind leg down on the ground first, then the opposite pair, and then they have a lead leg. And then once that goes down, the 3 legs jump up and they repeat that again. And then grade 5 is walk, trot, canter.
Yeah,
but it's very similar. I'd say it's sort of equivalent to able-bodied, advanced medium. Yeah.
Probably a bit more now. Actually.
Probably a bit more. There's a lot of lateral movement in there. And actually we find that a lot of the grade 5s, like Sophie Wells, for example, they do incredibly well competing at Grand Prix, which is the able-bodied Olympic standard. So you were grade 1, so a walk-only test.
Which is like watching paint dry. I admit it is boring as shit.
You know what? Like, you know me, Soph. Like, I'm from hang on, we'll come back to that because we were talking about the value of the horses. So yeah, now it's gone to own horse competition. As a working class bloke, I would never have the opportunity because I wouldn't ever be able to afford the horses.
Yeah.
And I think as a result of that, we're potentially losing, in this country and probably all over the world, a lot of very talented riders because it's gone that way, which is a tragic shame.
I'm with you on that.
And I think you'd be the same. You wouldn't have the opportunity if you were 13, 14 now.
My parents were teachers. They could not afford an 80 grand horse.
Yeah.
And a lot of the team now do rely a lot on, money from their family.
Well, see, my dad is a criminal, and if one of those things had come off, he might have been able to afford me a 100 grand horse, but he didn't, so that's why I didn't. But you were going to say, like, now I'm out of the sport. Like, you know me, Soph. I was just I didn't fit in, did I, with the team, really, that much in terms of...
Well, I think maybe that is why we're friends. We both, came up from the RDA.
Yeah.
Our parents, your mum was a bit into horses, but
she got into it because of me.
Yeah, exactly. So equestrians, it's like a lifestyle.
100%.
Which I feel like for us wasn't quite that.
Yeah, massively. So you started through the RDA, which is Rider for the Disabled Association. In fact, before we get into that, we should probably talk about your disability. So you've got cerebral palsy, the same disability as me, which... Obviously, people who don't know anything, they're probably looking at us both now on screen thinking, fuck off, you ain't got the same disability.
It's so weird.
But basically, I started breathing before Sophie did.
But how is my speech affected and yours isn't? It's insane to me.
It's mad.
Have you heard his accent? It's fucking affected.
But then also, I have to walk with sticks, and you've got more natural balance than me, although you're probably a little bit more spastic in your movements. Yeah. But again, that's because I had operations that corrected that. So you've got cerebral palsy, you've had it from birth, loads of surgery and physio, I imagine.
Actually, I didn't have any surgery.
Really?
No, doctor was kind of...
Maybe you fucking should have, Soph.
Well, yeah, I would have...
Fucking hell, mate. Maybe you should have had a bit of fucking surgery and fixed some shit.
but no, I think that was the right call for me.
Yeah,
probably
fine.
not you. So that's why I started with the riding for the disabled.
Yeah.
As a form of physiotherapy.
Same as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, normal physio is so boring.
And painful.
When you're a kid, it's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But on a horse, I felt normal.
Yeah. And that's a really powerful word, actually. You felt normal. And, you hear, if an able-bodied person had said that to you, they go, you can't fucking say that, but you can. It's the way it's used. It's not the word that's the problem. And you did when you're on a horse. You're on equal footing so to speak, with your able-bodied counterparts, and that's a beautiful feeling. So when did you? So you obviously started how old were you when you started riding? 6. Okay, cool. So you were at school then. How did you? Because obviously your disability affects you a lot more than it affects me, and I'm not being nasty saying that. It's just an obvious thing. Let's talk about this shit. Do you know what I mean? We're friends. There's nothing that I'm saying here that's disrespectful. So how did you? Because for me at school, we've spoke about this a few times on the podcast, like I had the fuck offs about me. Like if anyone said anything, I was quick enough to fuck off, and I didn't get any bullying at school. Did you get any hassle at school?
Not like bullying per se, but like I didn't have many friends.
Okay. But that's probably just because you're a dick, innit?
Well, maybe, yeah.
I'm joking. I love you to bits, Soph.
But that is kind of how it came out. I mean, things like at break time at school, I didn't want to eat in public because you know how messy I am.
Yeah.
So like I would just stay in like the special unit we had.
Yeah.
And not eat in front of people, and actually that is still with me today. Like at work, I tend to avoid that as well.
It's such a shame, although I'm going to be honest, I don't think I've helped that. And I'll tell you why. It's all right, I'm looking, you guys can't see him on camera, but Soph's husband is in the corner and he knows exactly what I'm about to say. So basically, when we're all on the team, like, it's just crack, we're all having the crack on, we're all taking the piss out of each other, we're hiding each other's fake legs, we're hiding each other's sticks, we're taking the piss. And obviously, Sophie, you've got the same type of cerebral palsy as me, the spastic form, which can make you very jumpy. So when Sophie had soup, it was the best thing ever to wait until she had the spoon here and then she'd go rah, and it honestly, there was soup fucking everywhere. So I'm sorry, Soph, for the part I played in making it uneasy for you to eat in public. No, I'm not. I'm not. It was the best thing ever. I loved it. But that's the thing. It was all just crack, wasn't it? It was all fun. And I don't know about you, but I think that you're very similar to me in this regard. Before I got onto the team, I had a bit of a stigma in my head about hanging around with other disabled people. Like I didn't see although I knew I was disabled, I didn't see myself as disabled. And at my primary school, there was other disabled kids, but I didn't want to fucking hang around with them. And it was only when I got onto the team and I was introduced to other successful disabled people that it sort of like became normal for me.
Yeah, I think for me, my school, we had a special unit, so I walked around.
I hate the fact that it's called a special unit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted. Carry on, I beg your pardon.
I think that was like the perfect childhood for me because I could see other people like me, but also integrate with able-bodied children. So, when I was on the team, it was great. I always say that my first Paralympics absolutely brought me out of myself because, I was saying I had no friends at school. But after I went to Athens, I was forced out of my comfort zone, had to do interviews, had to speak to other people. After that, went back to do my A-levels and had a great group of friends. So the Paralympics really, really helped my self-confidence.
Yeah, and I think that the Paralympics, especially since 2012 when Channel 4 bid for it separately from the BBC, I think that was an incredible thing, and it was the first time that the Paralympics was seen to the wider public as an actual sporting event as opposed to just disabled people having a go. So do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So I think that was incredible, and I think because of that and because of the publicity and the way that Channel 4 did that, and I think Channel 4 have played a huge part in this. I think not just for the athletes in attendance, but for the disabled people, kids and adults alike, watching disabled people succeeding and actually doing something with their lives, I think really helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
And like for you from the inside, it really helped you.
Yeah.
Because I know that you were quite self-conscious about your speech prior. 20 years ago, you wouldn't have done this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right. So yeah, it really brought me out of myself, and in 2012 was like the best week of my life. Like I love competing.
I mean, 2012 was a year, mate.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say. It's not a week.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you
2012.
mean. The Paralympics, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what would really help us grow is if you could subscribe to the channel and like the videos. It'll cost you nothing and it really helps the podcast to grow. So yeah, so you think that you say 2012 the Paralympics was the best week of your life. You condensed the whole 12 months into a fucking 7-day period.
Well, I kind of did, you know. You were working for 4 years for like 3 days. And
just to explain that to people, so you live in 4-year cycles. You live from Paralympics to Paralympics, and when you get to a Paralympics, you only compete for 3 days, or you do in dressage anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what we mean by that.
Yeah, so I had 3 competitions. Team, which at the time we'd never lost at Paralympics. Individual and freestyle. And I knew my freestyle, we do it to music. And I knew I wanted to be slightly different. And if you listen back to like the coverage, David Hamer is commentating.
Oh God.
And I come in and he goes, "Now I know this music is slightly quirky." So I knew that it would go down in front of like 10,000 people. I've already said how boring.
Honestly, mate, dressage, I did it for a living for 16 years and it bored. If I was on the horse, I enjoyed it. Anything outside of that, I found boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Unless Channel 4 is watching this and they need some punditry work for the next Paralympics. If they're watching and that's the case, love the sport, big fan. Get in touch with my agent.
But I wanted to make it not boring.
Yeah.
So for my music, I went a bit out there. I had like Pink Floyd, Queen, the Beatles, a bit of Muse because they were my favourite band at the time. And it was very different. And I remember I tried it at a little competition in Europe in 2011, and the team manager was like, "Sophie, I hate it."
This David.
Yeah. And I was like,
I'm trying to get David as a guest on this.
"Oh, the stories." But he was like, "You've got to change it." And I was like, "No, just trust me on that. There's in that arena in front of 10,000 people. It will be epic."
Yeah.
And I got a world record.
Nice. Yeah, great. In your face, David. Yeah, you don't know dick. No, that's wicked. And like dressage is obviously, it's known. It's not a spectator sport. It's not like one of them things where the crowd go wild. But there was a moment, wasn't there, in London, where was it your brother and a few of his mates took their tops off in the audience at a dressage competition. And what did they have written on there? "We love Sophie" or something. Yeah. Fucking brilliant.
It was my friend did threaten to streak.
Nice.
As well, across.
Nice.
I was like, well, that would be entertaining.
Yeah, at least wait till after the set. The test.
Yeah.
That'd have been great.
London just changed my life, really.
Yeah.
Because, like, people knew who I was.
Yeah.
And I was quite open in interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would talk, like, people came to me about how London was struggling with inaccessibility, and I would tell them the truth. So, yeah, it changed my life, London.
In what way? Tell me more about that.
Just, as you said, London was like the pinnacle of, being at home games. And the run-up for me really wasn't easy. I lost my other horse in 2011.
I don't mean to do top trumps here, Soph, but the run-up for London was a little bit worse for me, mate. I broke my back.
Yeah, you win.
I didn't compete in London, but no, I know that you did have a rough. I'm just trying to be a dick and be funny for effect, and it wasn't. It was funnier in my head. But
I'm not used to telling these stories.
Yeah, no, it's great, man.
Different reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you sympathy or fucking blow smoke up your arse, mate. I was there. But no, sorry, carry on. You did have a rough run up to it, in fairness. You lost a horse.
Yeah, that was my top horse. The horse I ended up taking, Rio, he was quite sensitive to how I felt.
Yeah.
And I was so desperate. I mean, it's home games, and he was picking up on that nervous energy, and my scores were crap.
I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? People don't realise how important the relationship is between horse and rider.
Absolutely.
And, the horses can feel when a fly lands on them.
Yeah.
So they can absolutely feel the movement within you. And especially when you've not got full control over your body, like both of us with cerebral palsy, if you're nervous, there's going to be more tension. And then with the cerebral palsy, that's amplified probably 20-fold. Do you know what I mean? So the horses not only pick up on the emotional stuff, they're going to feel that. And again, just to explain, one of the aids that you give a horse to move forward or to go faster is to squeeze your legs. So if you're getting nervous and tense and squeezing, this horse thinks it's doing the right thing by going faster, and it fucking isn't, because you're pulling the brakes on at the same time. So,
April 2012, I was like, shit, I'm not going to London.
I remember talking to you.
And I went to a talk at my old university, and I was talking with an ex-Olympic diver, and he was speaking about his experiences as an Olympian, the highs and lows, mentoring Tom Daley.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? I need someone to talk to. So I asked him if he could be my mentor, Leon Taylor. And, he had nothing to do with dressage or even the Paralympics. But actually, diving is quite similar because it's a judged sport where if you try too hard, you're screwed.
Well, I said this when we did a recording yesterday with another guest, and we were talking about Olympic finals and stuff, and these guys didn't believe me, but I'm 99% sure you'll back me up on this. When you get to an Olympic or Paralympic final, it's 90 to 95% mentality.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. So to be able to talk to someone who was slightly removed, but also knew what I was going through.
It's the same principle. You still get stressed, you still get nervous. Like with the diving, you've got to put a set of movements together that's judged by a third party. In dressage, you have to put a set of movements together that are judged by a third party. Granted, in dressage, you've got the added extra of fucking half a ton of animal that's got a mind of its own.
But even in dressage, in diving in the pairs, they're relying on their partner. So we just clicked, and my mentality completely switched.
Fantastic.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, great. So how did you? So you got that medal. You sort of London 2012. You got that medal. Your life changed for the better. What was the next sort of step for you there?
So, I knew that
sorry, I'll rephrase that, sorry. London's finished. You get. In fact, no. Let's stop there. Let's go for a quick break because we've got to have a quick word from the sponsors. Because I think what I'm going to ask you now could be quite an in-depth, quite interesting bit. So we're going to go for a quick word from the sponsor now. We're going to have a break. Stick around because we've got loads more to talk about with Sophie. So see you in a few minutes. Toodles. If you're into Pokemon, Warhammer, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dungeons and Dragons, or anything like that, get yourself down to Triple C in Siston, Leicester, where they can take care of all of your needs. They're also a CGC specialist, so if you find any comics or cards knocking around in your grand's attic, get them over there, get them graded, and you never know, you might be sat on a fortune. If you're listening to this podcast, you get 10% discount on all of the CGC products using code UnstableCGC10, and they'll give you 20% off all of the Warhammer products using discount code Unstable20. Thanks very much. Back to the pod. Welcome back to part 2 of the Unstable podcast with me, Ricky Balshaw, and Soph has stayed around only, we say she stayed around, it's because we've made it so difficult for her to physically leave, that she's here until we tell her she can go, basically. It's a hostage situation.
That is the truth.
Yeah. Love it. Don't you forget, mate, we've got a lot of shit that we recorded in between sections then, so you watch your mouth, young lady. We don't record in between, honestly. There's definitely no footage of anything there. Right, so we were talking, there's so much I want to get through with you because I think your life, career and everything is just so interesting. And I think that the people watching this will agree, and also that your fans, because you've got a big fan base online and stuff with what you do, and I think they'll find this really interesting, because what I think is really interesting about athletes in particular, of all sports, is that people see that 5-10 minutes of TV time. They see the performance, they see the interview, they don't see the person behind that. So I'm hoping that, chats like these, people find interesting, do you know what I mean? Find out the person behind the medal. So 2012 happened, you got your medal, fantastic, and you said that, you said that really changed your life. How?
Yeah, I think, a journalist came to me because I was quite open and honest about the realities of living with a disability. A lot of Paralympians, rightly or wrongly, want to just focus on sport, which is fine.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Sorry to interrupt there, but I think it's interesting, and I think it's okay that Paralympic athletes, they just want to be seen as athletes. They don't want to focus on the disability, and I think it's really interesting and righteous, is that the right word, that you're happy to talk about both aspects.
Yeah, and I think for me, I did have a job life of being an elite athlete and also going to university, getting a degree, a
master's,
working part-time.
A master's degree in maths, might I add. Yeah. I remember you bringing your homework or coursework, whatever it was, to squad training once, and I was giving it the big Billy Beans. I was like, let me help you with that, Soph. I didn't even understand the question. I couldn't even begin to answer it because I didn't understand the question. Your intelligence is through the fucking roof.
But I kind of knew that my brain works, even if the rest of my body doesn't. Yeah. So I knew I had to get the qualifications to get a good job, to pay for my sport.
Yeah. And I think that's really sad. Again, sorry to interrupt, but I think it's really sad that, in the age that we're in, that the sport doesn't pay for itself. You weren't earning enough to pay for the sport, for you representing your country. And yes, the UK sport funding is fantastic. It helps, it's great, but it's not enough to cover what you need to compete at international level. Yeah,
and I think now, there was a surge in medals when UK sport funding came in. Yeah. Because back 20 years ago, athletes did have to work alongside doing their sport but the perception has shifted now that we can do our sport full time because we get paid enough. But the reality is, like, if you are a gold medalist, you only get like 28 grand and you have to pay for your sport out of that. So for a sport like us...
Yeah, so I think it's really sad that we still have to work. And the UK sport funding is fantastic and it helps, but it isn't enough to pay for the sport.
Yeah, because of my disability, I had to pay people to look after my horse and like train it. Like, the things
same.
I couldn't do. So that cost me £1,000 a month, more than my mortgage. And that all came out of like our funding, our salary basically. So, and I feel like the squad kind of thought it was a never-ending pit of money that we had access to. And things like they would say, we're coming to your yard next week, wouldn't tell me a day.
Yeah.
So my work had to be really flexible to be able to work around that.
Yeah. And, you know, I think you were very lucky that you had a very accepting boss, because I know I was. I was working in a hotel, I did shift work, and every week I'd put in my requests what I couldn't work the week after. Yeah. It was great. But I think it's not just, I mean, so the UK sport funding is generic in the sense that every sport gets paid the same. Yeah. You've got A, B and C level funding, and your A level funding is the same whether you play table tennis or whether you sail. And I'm sorry, but the cost difference of the sports are different. Like if you do tennis, for example, you've got to have, 10 rackets, a few balls and a wheelchair. That is much less cost than having to buy, maintain and train a horse.
And, you know, since I've retired from the sport, I've now been elected onto the board of Paralympics GB. So I'm now in the room with Fantastic. The people who make those decisions, so I can talk to them about issues like this.
That's great.
As an athlete, I felt like they treated me like that 16-year-old kid that I was when I started.
Yeah.
Like as in my 30s, I was like, this isn't right. I have so much experience that you could learn from.
Yeah, I should be telling you.
Yeah. They didn't want to know.
No, it's mad. And this is something you've touched upon something there that I really wanted to talk to you about, because I really struggled with my retirement mentally. For me, I started riding when I was 4. I won the RDA National Championships when I was 13, and then when I was 14, I was put onto the Paralympic team. It's all I'd known. And then 16 years after that, when I was 30, I retired. So making that decision, I actually think I retired 2-3 years too late. I think I should have retired earlier. Yeah. But when I made that decision, there was nothing, there was no support. There was nothing to set me up for life after sport. And I know, obviously I retired before you did, and you know, you phoned me up for some advice and stuff like that about retirement. But I want to know how you came to the decision to retire and how you found it afterwards, because I know how I found it and I just want to hear your side.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of worked on my sporting career, knowing that if I did retire, I would have a really good backup life. Yeah. You know, I worked for Goldman Sachs and have done for 10 years. Yeah. You know, I knew when I retired I actually would be better off.
I mean, that's so sad as well, isn't it? To know that after competing at top level, Olympic or Paralympic level, you know that actually financially you're going to be better off when you retire.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Sad.
Wow, yeah.
That's sad. These athletes should, in my opinion, be paid well. They should, because, you know, people say, oh, it's an easy job, it's the dream job, you get to go and do what you love. Yeah, you do, but you're training however many times a day, your life revolves around it. You have to be available for drug tests 5 out of 7 days a week, 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, you have to give so much of your life is dictated to that. And yes, it's a fantastic lifestyle, but you fucking work for it.
Well, I think, you know, I was at a conference last week with like board members of all these sports, and I just think they're so reliant on funding from UK sport. We have to start thinking outside the box, like I had to do for the past 10 years, because it wasn't enough. Like, you have to commercialise your sport, because UK sport funding isn't gonna last forever.
It's not going on forever.
Finite. So get massive sponsors and put on large events.
Yeah.
Like, do things like this, like podcasts and videos, just to get more money in your sport, because there are fans out there. London 2012 proved
it. So I absolutely agree with everything you're saying there, but I just do want to go back a bit. At what point did you know that you'd had enough of competing?
I mean, after 2016, where I won my 8th gold medal, and you know,
Only 8.
Nominated for Sport Personality of the Year.
Sorry, Soph, I'd switched off then. I'm just bored of all the achievement. No, I'm not. It's incredible, mate. Really, really proud of you.
A lot went on behind the scenes in 2016. Like, I'm not going to go into it.
I know bits, but it's not my place to tell your story.
Yeah, I knew I had to leave the pace that I was, you know, growing my career in for 15 years. So I left a very talented horse.
Incredible
and basically started again and never got quite back up there, which was really hard to take, but I had to shift my perception of like people like me because I'm winning to people like me because I'm mentoring other people and you know, speaking out about disability rights because that was really important to me. So that kind of went on. I trained up a couple other coaches, and then when I didn't get selected for Paris, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then when we went to go watch in the pouring rain, me and Peter, my husband, sat there, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to be the other side of this fence. I don't want to be out there competing. So that for me was like,
cemented
it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because I retired in 2016. But for me, I had that realisation the other side of the boards because I was competing. And I fucking hated it. I was like, I've had enough. I'm doing something that I've loved for years, and I've fallen out of love with competition. So I made that call as soon as I got back from Belgium. I was like, I'm fucking out of here. So I know exactly what you mean. You get to that moment and you just know that it's not for you. But how did you find the first 12 months of retiring? And the reason I ask that is because I struggled. You go from someone who's sort of in the limelight, who is respected because of your achievements and what you're doing, and it's perceived as this great thing, and you know you're doing something amazing. Internally, you're the same person. Yeah. But then you retire, and all of a sudden, the yes men go, and I wonder how you cope with that. I was ready for that because of things that had happened earlier on in my career, but I worry about some members of the team now that I think are nearing that point. And I'm just wondering how that affected you, if it affected you. Because I know we had a lot of conversations about retirement beforehand, and I tried to set you up for that, But I'm just wondering,
Yeah,
from your point of view.
as I said, you know, I had my job part-time. I knew I could increase that to more days a week. You know what? I haven't missed it because I think I was like
Says it all, doesn't it?
on a gradual kind of decline, as it
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
Anyway, so, like I just by the end, and I don't mind saying this, the atmosphere as a more mature athlete was quite toxic.
Yeah.
So
I noticed the change while I was on the team, and I retired years before you. And then if that change carried on, I can imagine it was fucking horrible. Hi guys, do me a favour and go across to patreon.com/Ricky's Unstable. The first 1,000 members are just £1 a month for the lifetime of your membership. You get bonus content, you get early access and all the fun from Ricky Balshaw's Unstable. See you there.
So, you know, in a well-established global job working for Goldman Sachs, we don't treat each other like that. So I knew it was healthier out.
Yeah.
And you know, I've picked up other sports now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of frame running.
I've seen the videos of you doing it, mate.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like,
Yeah.
I do part run with my husband.
Amazing.
And, like, I've actually found an Olympic coach.
Oh God.
Of
Oh
course
no.
I have.
Oh no, she's back in it.
No.
What's the next Olympics? What's the next one?
It's in
LA, innit?
yeah.
So
It's actually just come in as a sport.
Yeah.
But in no way.
no, you won't
am
be
I
ready for
doing
it.
that.
No.
You know, I have to tell my coach, no, this is just a hobby.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But I think that's
yeah,
lovely.
but 9 gold medals sounds better than 8, doesn't it?
Oh, don't even. I've been there. I know it takes over your whole life.
Yeah, of course it
So,
does.
yeah.
You mentioned your husband Peter there,
Yeah.
who I absolutely love. I think he's a fucking lovely bloke.
That's only because he sat next to you.
Because he sat next to me, yeah. But no, I'd say exactly the same if he wasn't here. And we're coming to the end of the public episode, but we're going to carry on to Patreon. But one thing that I really wanted to talk about, because I think this is really important for disabled people, growing up, all you wanted was a partner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I know that even at the height of your career, like your first Olympics, second Paralympics, sorry, you'd have given that all up for
Well, I don't know
fella.
about that, actually.
Well, you said but what it meant a lot to you,
Yeah.
and that's something that you really wanted. And then, you know, from my point of view as your friend, it's fucking lovely that you've got that.
No.
And you know, and have met someone who is not only a lovely bloke, but is good for you and loves you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just
absolutely.
talk me through the difficulties as you saw them growing up, because I'm happy to talk about my perceived things and me as well. So tell me your experience growing up in love life.
Obviously, like, boys were an issue for me growing up. Like, looking back at it now, like, all you need is confidence, really. And I didn't really have that. But yeah, like, it was tough because I wanted someone to kind of share the highs and lows with. And I went on like dating apps.
Yeah.
And that's a whole thing in itself.
Fucking tell me about it.
When do you tell someone you're disabled? And I put that I had cerebral palsy on my profile, but that doesn't mean anything.
What I did, I said that I was on the Paralympic team. And in my head, I thought, if someone's not intelligent enough to realise what that means, they're not for me anyway.
Classic Big Rick dick.
Yeah, big dick energy, baby.
Yeah.
But what I found was that I'd still have to have that conversation in the chats afterwards.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd say 90 to 95% of the people I was talking to after that go quiet.
Yeah,
and then the other ones that you meet don't make it past. They almost feel obliged to say they've got to go. Yeah. Because they're nice, but they're not. I think disability, especially for at school and young people, there is a stigma about it, and it's a shame. But I found as I've got older, that stigma has got less.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is great.
But I think it's good as you get older, you get more confident in
100%.
yourself.
You give less fucks, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. So
or more, as in your case, so go on, Peter lad, you little bastard. Sophie's never given as many fucks in her life. You guys can't see him, but he has got the shade of fucking beetroot right here. Put it on him. There you go.
But like, even with Peter,
fucking shagmaster.
he told us at the wedding, like, I wasn't sure, like, I thought I wanted someone like me, like really ambitious. So when we met, I was like, you're nice and everything, but maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Peter did tell the story.
Yeah, it came out at the wedding.
And I got booed at my own wedding.
I know, I was one of the ones doing, mate. I was there.
So, it's not completely my disability's fault. I think
no, you're an arsehole as well, yeah.
Exactly. But, I learned that I needed someone to kind of help me in my life, because it would be a nightmare. Can you imagine two of me, like, going
No,
up?
I can't, no. I've had this conversation. I can't imagine me and someone else like, nah, mate. Imagine us wobbling in sync up the fucking aisle. Wouldn't happen.
That'd be brilliant.
We wouldn't fit.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
But, you touched on that there. I never thought that I would want a disabled partner. I did not want to feed into that stigma.
I know exactly what you mean, because I've always felt the same, and I think that's really two-faced of me, really.
Yeah.
And it is. It's horrible because, but you're saying the same.
Yeah.
Like, I want an able-bodied partner, so I get why someone would not necessarily want to be with someone disabled. I get it. It's a lot of extra work. There's a lot of more commitments, a lot of stuff you have to do. If you do have children, for example, the workload, even the house workload is fucking different. And also, like with cerebral palsy, we have good days and bad days. I don't know this for a fact, but I imagine sometimes it's easier for you to get dressed than others, and you need a bit of help, and that. You're very reliant on a partner.
Yeah,
so
it's a totally different dynamic.
Massively. And I've seen so many relationships over the years where there's been a disabled person involved, and we both know these people, and the pressure that they've put on their partner becomes too much, and it becomes they break. So I think it's lovely, and I'm so happy for you that you've got what you want, and not only that, got someone who's a fucking legend.
But I think,
and he's got a massive dick.
Well, yeah.
How do you know?
Sophie told me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I think it all worked out.
Foot long Pete Dong, they call him.
Foot long Pete Dong. She's laughing because it's true.
Yeah. No, she's not laughing because it's true. She's trying to stretch her mouth open for later. She's warming up.
Practicing.
Anyway.
That's a good word to practice. Anyway.
It all worked out for the best, because I think, I grew up independent on my own.
Yeah.
Like, I was able to live independently, and I think it's important for everyone. You need to know your own self
Massively.
before bringing in another partner.
100%. I think parents of disabled kids, it's very easy to mommy coddle and, you know, like I've done a lot of work with the RDA where I'm teaching some of these disabled kids, and some of them are just little bastards because they haven't been told no enough.
Yeah.
And I understand, you know, that the parents feel sorry for them and they just give them everything. But at the end of the day, they're still a person, they're still a kid, they still need the same bollockings and they still need to understand themselves. And the more normal you can treat that kid in terms of discipline and everything, the better chance they've got of succeeding long term.
And I always think, you know, if the parents are the sole caregiver, what's going to happen when they get older?
Yeah, you're fucked.
Like, you need to teach your child independence.
100%. It sounds silly. I'm going to be very crude now and take it to the basics. But you've got to be taught to wipe your own arse.
I think that's necessary for every child.
100%.
Not just disabled children.
But I think it's easier with disabled children.
Oh, yeah, it's easier to cuddle them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think with every child needs to be taught independence.
They need to talk
because they're fucked in life if you don't teach them that. They're not.
Massively. They've got to be taught to stand
It's
on
like
their own
my
2
oldest
feet.
is 20 and she rang me the other day. She was like, "How do I wash my clothes?"
How do what?
How do I wash my clothes?
Oh, fuck me.
I was like, you've not lived.
I hope you wound her up and said, put a bit of dishwashing soap in it. Put it in the sink.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
But she's my daughter. I'm not going to do that to her. But she was like, I was like, you haven't lived at home for like 8 months, and now you're asking me how to wash your clothes.
Oh, God.
What?
What's happened?
And she's like, I've just been buying new ones. I thought that's what you did.
She's been wearing them inside out, mate.
Yeah.
She'd been doing that trick of getting 5 days out of one pair, turn one way, turn them round, inside out, back to front, throw them to the wall. If they don't stick, they're good to go.
Wait. How do you get 5?
So you wear them normally.
Yeah.
Then you turn them round.
Yeah.
Then you turn them inside out.
Yeah.
Then you turn them round again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you flick them to the wall.
Right.
And if they don't stick, they're good to go again.
Just wearing them normally again?
Yep.
Right. Okay. I've always done 4. I've never done the wall stick trick.
Do the wall stick, mate. Yeah.
All right. So
yeah. It's like pasta.
mine will always stick to it because I'm always...
Yeah, just tastic. Sorry,
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could not wait to get away from my mother.
Well, I wasn't sure whether to bring this up or not because I love your mum and I love your dad and I think they're fantastic people. I've honestly got so much time for both of them.
Absolutely.
But I know that you've had how can I word this? Frictious relationship with your mum because I know that it's come from a good place.
Yeah.
She's absolutely wanted to do right by you.
Absolutely.
And from your point of view, you've felt a bit mommy coddled and overly wrapped in cotton wool.
Well, not even that really. Just like I just wanted to be an independent teenager.
Yeah.
You know, not going to competitions with your mum and like even now like I don't want to go to quite important meetings or conferences with my mother.
So I was very lucky in that regard because my mum did come with me to all the competitions, and you know what I was like at competitions. So if I was, you know, I made the most of the opportunities given to me, but my mum was sound. She knew me and she threw me in at the deep end, and that was fine. But do you think? And I'm not trying to down your mum now, and I'm really trying to say and ask this respectfully, but do you think that she was a bit overprotective? Am I getting that right or wrong, or what was the cause of friction is what I'm trying to get at?
It's really like interesting, my relationship with my mother. I think I could write a whole book on it. But I think maybe a bit of overprotection. I just wanted to be a normal teenager and she just was there. She wasn't like, I mean, I love you, Mum, but your mum is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she'd rather have your mum.
Yeah.
I know what Mum will listen to this. You know?
Well, Caroline, honestly, I fucking love you, and we had a chat at the wedding. I do. None of this is meant to upset, offend, or any of that. It's just that obviously, Caroline, you're aware of this. You know the friction you've had with Soph, so I'm not saying anything that's out of order. I don't think. If I am, I apologise.
Peter could probably explain it better than me, actually.
Right, get him a mic. Get him a mic. Right, let's turn this round. Turn the camera round.
Oh, sorry, I'm put you on
the spot now. Go on.
I don't know
what we're going to do now. Peter, the husband, is going to slag off his mum-in-law.
I don't know what you're going to say.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've got to be really careful.
How would you describe my relationship with them?
Bearing in mind that she's going to be hearing this.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
No, it's been wonderful. No, she's a lovely woman person.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. I wouldn't necessarily say that your experience with your mum is necessarily that different from any young girl with her mum. I'm sure all daughters and mothers have different experiences. I think there's a communication style problem where. Okay, I feel like Caroline's watching me.
She is.
She would maybe choose to use 15 words where one will do, which you struggle with, I think, sometimes when she's obviously sending you a message to just try and be helpful, but it almost becomes homework to translate the message. Obviously, I wasn't there when you were much younger, so I don't know quite what it was like when you were a teenager trying to be... Well, I mean, there's obviously, you talked about not being very controlling, but you wanted to be a normal kid. You wanted to get your ears pierced.
Oh,
You were not allowed to get your ears pierced, right?
I wouldn't.
That's
my maid of honour went and held me down and got my ears pierced when I was 21. But it seems like Mum wouldn't let me have hair straighteners or help me with makeup.
I'm going to be honest with you, Soph. There's fucking zero chance I'd let you loose with a pair of hair straighteners either.
I know. I've taught Peter how to curl my hair.
Right, cool. Well, we have
He's
run
done
out
a great job today, by the
Yeah,
way.
he smashed it.
Yeah.
We have run out of time for the public, but there's so much more. The public episode. There is so much more that I want to talk to you about. Are you happy to stay for another half hour, 40 minutes, and go over onto Patreon?
What if I said no?
If you said no, remember what I said about blocking the exit? Your choice. So we are going to go over to Patreon now. So before we do, look into that camera there and tell them where they can find you on the socials, please.
Well, everywhere. Sophie Christiansen, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Do we do X?
Yeah, why not?
I don't think.
Yeah, stick it on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
They'll be in the description.
Yeah, we'll put it all in the description. Guys, thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this show. We're going to go over to Patreon now. It's still just £1 a month for the first 1,000 members, and that's for the lifetime of the membership. So go on to, I nearly got it wrong then, patreon.com/Ricky's Unstable. If you're not going to do that, I completely understand, but do me a favour, subscribe to this channel. You'd have no idea how much it helps the podcast to grow. Like the episode, comment, do whatever you want, share it. We'd really appreciate it. We're going to go over to Patreon now, and in the meantime, we are going to just go over exactly what Peter said about Caroline, because in the break, and I quote, he said, "What a fucking slag." So his words, not mine, Caroline. So if you want to come over to the Patreon and find out what he really thinks of the mother-in-law, we'll see you then. Toodles.
Oh my God, I'm getting too hot now.